Disclaimer: the video you are about to watch may have negative views about this video game. If you are one of those people who has trouble dealing with other people's opinions in a socially accepted manner, then I advise you not to watch this video. You have been warned.
Shaq Fu is apparently a video game so popular that it has its own website. After the announcement of the second Shaq Fu game coming out soon, I was very interested in seeing what they could do to revive the Shaq Fu name. Because for me, the first game is a pile of crap. And plastic. And metal. Pretty much anything that's made out of a cartridge. Paint. Having many debates on why I think this game is terrible, with one of my online Welshy friends thinking that I decided to create a video and to finally make it clear on my thoughts about this thing. Because despite what I think, this game has a huge cult following. I couldn't believe it. When first grabbing the box, the logo EA is plastered all over this thing. Normally I would recoil in horror and be very skeptical about this thing. But you have to keep in mind that EA had a very good standing in the 90s. It was rare that EA published a pile of crap. I wish it was that way now. Damn EA, what the hell happened to you?
What are you talking about? EA is still an amazing company. And if you say anything about Shaquille O'Neal, I swear I'm gonna...
The motherfucker keeps coming back with the... Jesus Christ. The interesting thing that took me by surprise about this game, that it had a story mode. I thought it was just a Shaquille O'Neal themed fighting game, but whatever. Shaq just so happens to be walking through Little Tokyo on a day out of his All-Stars charity game, which was usually what he did to create charity money by playing basketball when he was younger. Not so much now. Dude's old. By the way, you gotta love that product placement. Gotta love Pepsi. He takes an interest in walking into a small dojo. The second he encounters the old man inside, he starts spouting some ominous words that I really don't care for. Shaquille O'Neal, being a nice guy that he is, just dismisses the blabbering and pushes the fact that he's doing a charity match tonight and invites the old man. More spooky words are exchanged and talking about us saving a small boy called Nazu, and Shaq being the magic one. Riveting story right here, let me tell you. Shaq then questions the old man, but before he could get any answers, he tells Shaq to go inside his portal. I don't know about you, but I'd be getting the hell out of there very quickly and then investing in some self-defense lessons. And the video game starts, with no explanation at all. At this moment in time, Shaquille O'Neal is 22 years old. Right now, I'm 22 years old. And I wouldn't put up with any of this shit. Seriously, I'd walk into the little dojo, sure, but the second he starts spouting stuff like, "Save the small boy, you are the magic one," I'd be fucking out of there. When you start the game, you get to run around this large map-looking world and you get to start fighting people. And the second you start in, you start questioning about this character called Set Ra. Who's that? Who are you? How the hell does Shaq know who Set Ra is? He wasn't mentioned at all during the intro. I really am starting to wonder if this story was thought out at all. Now let's talk more about the gameplay. The animation is the first thing that takes me by surprise. It's pretty impressive. The movements are really natural and the frame rate of the sprites is amazing. I mean, for a 16-bit game, this is really good. The palette for the game and the choice of environment with the colours, I feel as though is consistently clashing. I'd say about 50% of this game looks pretty and the other half kinda just looks ugh. But there are some nice design choices here. But the music and sound effects are nothing to write home about. The music is just your generic Mega Drive synth recycled mess. And the sound effects of the attack and magic sounds way too rough. I would be okay with the sound effects if this game was released during the first year of the Mega Drive, because there wasn't much to go on in terms of sound design. There weren't many games out there at this beginning that really kissed your ear with nice sounds and music, but this game was made in 1994, a year before the Sega Saturn was released, and there were a ton of great sounding video games out there on the Mega Drive. So it's safe to say, and to assume, that a lot of people who were developing this didn't research shit. As for controlling the game, well, you're shit out of luck with that too. The controller I am using is the same that I would use for Street Fighter 2, so I know it's not the hardware, but I still can't make this guy do anything I say. When I watch other people play this, I'm really set back because they're making Shaq do these amazing flips, super-powered kicks, laser disc projectiles, and I can't make him do shit. I can't even make him punch a guy on time. While I'm on the subject, how the hell did Shaq learn how to do these moves? I'd understand if it was a fictional character because the background and the story of that can be more lax because you can fit it in with your imagination. But this is a professional basketball player from the planet Earth, and he's real. And for him to do this with no explanation, I know somebody will be playing this and just come out with, it's just video game logic. And that's fine. But my point is, it's still not explained. How the hell did he learn how to do this the moment he appeared into this world? And not whilst he was on Earth? Answer me that! Also, there's a thing called a Fury meter and I still don't know how to use it. I read the manual and it still baffles me. There's a lot about this game that is broken. I'm just gonna come out with that. It's broken. Also, everybody you encounter has some relation to Set Ra, the main villain, but it isn't explained until later that they're under hypnosis, which is what happened to the kid. And you are given no explanation again on why you still have to go after this brat. I mean, you have to kick the shit out of him at some point in the game, and it makes no sense. However, if you ever wanted a video game where you beat up a child, then this is for you. And one final note before I wrap this up. Nazu, this child is the reason why you stepped into this portal closet in the first place, to find the kid, to beat him senseless. He comes to, realizes what he's done, and then you take him home. Sounds good enough to me to beat him up and then take him home. Sounds like a job well done. But then you face against Set, but Shaq demands to release the kid. Did I miss something? Pretty fucking sure I didn't. Anyway, you beat up the boss, you go home, demon fights you in the basketball, the end. Shaq Fu was just another gimmick proposed by some schemers thinking they could make a video game about a popular celebrity, that it would sell like hotcakes and make a quick buck or two. It was clear that the developers were either not into it or just didn't have any passion for the game to begin with. But at the time, video games were becoming more popular than ever, and it was hard to resist to jump on the bandwagon and to slap your face on a few more pieces of merchandise. And Shaquille O'Neal wasn't the only person who did this. There have been many video games based on celebrities. Michael Jackson, Tony Hawk, Mike Tyson, hell, every voice actor for Brutal Legend are all heavy metal artists. So no matter which way you look at this, like it or not, the video games media is just another marketplace for the rich and famous to exploit. And you know what? I love it. Thank you for watching all the way through to this point. If you liked this video, please give it a like, or subscribe, or follow me on Facebook, or follow me on Twitter. Do something like that, please. And if you want to watch another one of these Sega Critic videos, then please click the big box and I'll take you to the previous episode. And I usually give out shoutouts at the end of these things, so here we go. Banjo Guy Ollie, Creeps McPasta, and Happy Console Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.